Hey y'all, it's Kim. So this is another one of the interviews. I have not heard this name. It says Kellie Vraja, something like that. This is from the Mackenzie Shirilla interrogations of just different people, maybe not interrogations, but just interviews in general. But this is, I can't remember this guy's, it's the detective. He's the one that actually arrested her. He's got kind of a different last name, like Hosa or something. I can't remember. I've seen it. I've seen his name. I can't think of what it's called. But anyway, let's go ahead and let this play. It's like 30 minutes. So it's a little bit shorter than some of the other interviews we've had, other than the Christopher Hinch. But here we go.
You say your last name Vraja?
Vraja.
Vraja?
Vraja.
Where's that from? Romanian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So, do you live in Parma?
Yeah.
That's Russo. Okay.
Yes.
Good with this?
Yeah.
That's I can. So I do have some questions. You're the first person I'm gonna talk to. I'm gonna let you talk, and then once you're kind of done telling me everything that you want to tell me, then I'm gonna ask you questions, ask you to elaborate on some things, and I have my own little two questions. Okay. And mom, how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18? Okay, so when you want to stop, you can stop. You're not under arrest, you're not a suspect in anything.
Okay.
So you open the door, you make a right, and you're out in the parking lot.
Okay.
Okay? So how do you get out?
You get out, you make a left
Make
or
a
a
left?
right. No, it's a left. It's
It is a
definitely
left.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
you
a
go
left.
right out.
There you go. That's usually, we do this just to make sure that if something, I do this with everybody, so nobody can say, oh, I felt compelled to talk. I usually give them the wrong directions and make sure they're aware, and then you tell them, no, that's the way out, so you know how to get out of it. So, okay? So, tell me.
So I was having a graduation party, and Davion asked to come. And I remember Kenzie asking me a while ago. She asked to come a while ago, but she never texted me that day. Davion texted me that day and was like, hey, can I still come to your graduation party? I was like, of course. And then he was like, I'm coming with Kenzie and Dom. And then I was like, okay, that's perfectly fine. And she was supposed to come anyway. And then they got there around like 10:15. Like they got there a little later. And then stayed for a little bit. I was playing a game with my friends at the table, and they were like the chairs like right on the right of me, like lined up where everybody was sitting. And they sat like right by me because they're not really like friends with all my former friends. They're more friends with me, so they were more towards like by me. So I'm like playing with my friends, and then Kenzie's like, hey, like Kelly, come here, and I'm like, what's up? And she was like, do you trip? Which meaning like, do you do acid? And I was like, no, I don't do that. And like, I was like, especially like my mom's here, like, I don't want to do that. Like, 'cause, like, I feel like she was like asking, she didn't say the words, but I felt like she was asking me if I wanted to trip with them at my house. And I was like, she didn't say those words though, but I was just like, no, I don't do that. And then like the conversation went on. I don't even know what we were talking about. We just started talking about something else. And then I'm like right by them, so I could still hear what Kenzie was talking about. And she was talking about going to Mark's house. And she was like, should we do it tonight? Like they were like debating still. Like it sounded like they were debating on if they should trip or not. And they were talking about Mark's house. And then like 20 minutes later, like they left. They left around like I don't know. I can't say the time and be like positive what time it was, but it was like 20 minutes, 30 minutes after they left. Not even. They were not there long. And she had a pen on her. I don't know if it was her specifically, but they had a pen and they had a bottle of Patron. But they didn't drink there. Like they were there so like short amount of time. Like they didn't even leave the spot they came in. They were sitting in the same spot the whole time and then left. I didn't even think anything of it either. Like I was just like, all right, bye guys. Because like I don't know, I wasn't even worried like they were drinking or anything.
So let me ask some follow-up questions. So where do you know them from? Where do you know Davion? Since you go to Parma, they go to Stronsgville, where do you guys know each other?
Well, a lot of kids like throw a bunch of parties, so like it was like you just like end up. I met them through friends basically, but like I guess you could say through parties, but through different friends.
And how long have you known them?
I've known Kenzie for like a year, and then Davion, I just met him this summer.
Did you know Dominic?
It's Kenzie's boyfriend. Like I knew him. It wasn't like he was a stranger, but like he's just Kenzie's boyfriend to me.
So, how did you know that they were talking about acid?
Because when you say trip, like I'm guessing, and I
Oh.
know she's done them before. I know I didn't know about Davion doing them, but they were all looking at me, so I'm guessing they're all about a trip that night. Like, and like I was guessing it was acid. She didn't say acid though. She said trip. She didn't say acid.
So I know this sounds goofy, but you didn't think they're gonna take you on a trip
No,
physically.
no, I do not think that at all.
Did you notice anything in terms of them having something on their person? Like, did she say, "Hey, you want a trip here"?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't see the acid. I only know she had a weed pen on her and a bottle of Patron. That's what I saw. Well, I didn't even see the bottle. My friend almost said it. I didn't even see the bottle of alcohol. I saw the weed pen though. I'm not sure if they had the acid or whatever the trip on them.
So you've known them approximately, Mackenzie for a year, through parties and friends. What do you know about Mackenzie? Not rumors. What do you know?
She smokes a lot of weed. I don't know her like doing drugs or like bad things. I just know of, I don't know, not rumors. Okay, what I know, because I've never seen her do acid. I never like know that she actually for sure does it. I just heard from other people until that day she asked me. But I know she smokes weed and she, that's literally like her personality trait, honestly. Like that's it. That's about it.
Was this the first time they ever came to your house?
Yeah.
Was anything suspicious about their
Not
behavior?
at all. Not at all. They seem completely normal.
So why did they leave early?
I don't think it was like the kind of party they were expecting. Because I told them like not a lot of people are gonna be here. Like we're all just, it's just like close friends and we're just chilling out. Like, and I just don't think they like,
It's like kind of chill, laid
Yeah.
back.
yeah. There wasn't a lot of people there. I think they wanted to like party. And like I said, I'm not like really close with them, so I was like, no, stay. I was like, okay, like that's fine. You guys can go. Like, have
Did you
fun.
notice them? I know you said they were close to you, but did you notice them talking to anybody else, hanging out with anybody else?
No, not that I could like recall or remember.
What about Davion? Tell me about, what do you know about Davion?
All I know is that he is a good kid. Like he just tries to make friends everywhere. Like I know that he was just always trying to do something, get out the house, be with his friends, and just be himself. But I know he smokes weed too. But I never thought he did like anything else other than weed.
So, in terms of the Stronsgville crowd, would you say you're kind of familiar with that group of people they hang out with?
As in Kenzie or Davion?
Mackenzie.
No.
No.
I'm not familiar with some of the people she hangs with. I know like Stronsville wise, like the girl she hangs with, like no, she's not even friends with them anymore, so never mind. No,
What's her name?
like Natalie and Bella and them, but Natalie Bella. But like they're not even friends anymore. Those are like the Stronsville people. The girls that she hangs out with, I don't even think they are from Stronsville.
Natalie
No,
Baha.
yeah.
So do you know Rosie? You know Rosie?
Rosie, yeah, I know
Who's
Rosie.
Rosie?
I know her from like social media, and she's like a model, I guess, and she like my friend photographs her, so that's how I know of her. She like takes pictures of her, but I never hung out with her or anything. I just know of her. Graham or something. Is that the same Rosie? Yeah.
So the night of the incident, or the night, the eve, I should say, you kind of mentioned that you talked about a guy named Mark, and this is the second time the name comes up. Is there absolutely anything you've heard from anything about this Mark guy? Where he lives, who he is?
I know where he lives.
Where does he live?
I only know where he lives because I've been to, he was throwing parties this summer a lot. So that's where a lot of people went to go throw parties. And I've seen Kenzie and Dom there before when I went to the first party. I think it was, I literally think July 4th, because we went to this party and then we left because we didn't like it and we went to a different party and Kenzie and Dom were there. Can I go on my phone?
Yeah,
Show you the
yeah.
address? It might take a second.
And that's Mark's address.
I almost positive. I don't know Mark.
Yeah, no, that's
but-
fine. And we can, like I said, I can vet it, but the name came up a couple of times and I
Yeah,
was trying to find out.
yeah. I'm almost positive that's his house because my friend does like knows of him and like I guess kind of like threw parties at his house too, like invited people.
Do you know if Kenzie buys or sells weed? Like a little
No.
mini dealer?
No, but I know Don does
A mini dealer.
or did. I don't know if he was doing it anymore at the time, but I know he was.
Are you friends with any of them on social media?
Yes.
Okay.
Kenzie and Davion.
So what platforms are you friends with?
Like Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok.
You're still friends with her?
Yes.
She hasn't deleted you?
No.
Does she know you're here talking to us?
No. I'm sorry.
It's okay, take your time, no rush. You know how to track yourself on your own phone?
No, I know how to track others.
If you
My
go,
mom
and-
tracks me.
do you have Google Maps?
Yes,
So if you
Google
go
Maps,
on,
no, I have Apple Maps. This is the address stuff.
oh, perfect.
And the day I found out, about all the stuff that happened, I like was like being my own little detective because I thought that, they left my house and then that happened, so I was like really scared. And I, I remember they were talking about Mark and then I was like, okay, Des told me that Mark, like, the guy who owns the house that I used to go to the party at was his house, so I put two and two together, so that might be Mark's house, I'm not 100%.
Okay, we can look it up
Okay,
and find out who owns the house and who this Mark is.
yeah, and
Mark is like the
Des
mystery guy.
called him and asked if he was at his house, and then he said no, they were never there.
So you graduated high school?
Yes.
What's your next, what's your plan?
I'm going to community college for my
Cool.
first 2 years.
Awesome.
I Tri-State.
Hey, that's a
Save
fantastic
money.
place. That is a fantastic place. So I know you've kind of known him for a short period of time, but can you describe like the relationship between Mackenzie and Dominic, at least from what you've known, not you heard, from what you've seen?
From what I've seen or what
Yeah.
I've heard.
Not you heard. I don't want rumors. I want straight facts.
Or
Or at least what your observations.
every time I've ever been around, they were really cool with each other. They like, but they're also not really close with me, so I'm sure like they wouldn't do anything sus around me. But I have heard like from other friends I used to be close with them. Like I said, like Natalie and like my friend Tess and all them, they used to be really close with Mackenzie, and they're not anymore. They said like they would argue, and when they argue, they would get really bad. Like they would like lash out on each other, but it never seemed to actually end. So
Do you happen to have contact info for Natalie?
yes,
I will not tell her you gave it to me.
okay, thank you.
That will kind of. I'm sure we have her name, but just in case, in the event that we don't.
This might still be her number.
And do you know if she lives in Stronsgville?
Yes, she does.
You know where?
I've been to her house before, but I do not know where.
No worries. So you've never seen them kind of argue and lash out at each other?
Not at all, especially that night. They seem perfectly fine with each other at my house.
Anything ever lead you to believe that Mackenzie wanted to hurt herself or anything? Did she say anything? Did she appear depressed?
No,
She
not
looked
at
sad.
all. She seemed happy at my house. Like,
She looked
yeah,
happy.
she was like talking about my tomatoes in the backyard, about how they're organic. She was just like making good conversation, like being normal.
Okay.
Other than the acid part, like she was completely fine.
And did you see how they got to your house?
No, but I did ask when they were leaving. I asked who was driving, and she said probably me. Those were her exact words, probably me.
She didn't see what car they came in.
I didn't walk them out. Sissy probably doesn't remember. She had a black car. Okay.
Okay. Who's Sissy?
My sister. Sorry.
Just double check.
I've called her that my
It's
whole
okay.
life.
Can you think of anyone that I need to talk to? Anyone that you think, detectives work on leads, right? And so one thing we do is, I talk to Kelly, and then Kelly mentions this name, and we kind of go down that rabbit hole sometimes. So is there anybody who you think, again, not rumor and gossip, I get it, I was 18 at home.
Yeah, there's so many.
So we want to try to trim down all that gossip and get to it.
I really can't think of like somebody you should talk to, because like I said, I wasn't really close with like them. I just started becoming good friends with Davion this summer. So like I didn't know much of his friends, but like I only know of Kenzie and her friends, and I barely know Dom at all. I just know of him because of Kenzie.
Oh. So I know you're 18, mom is here. So that can be good, but I do have to ask you some questions about your private life. You don't have to answer, but if you do answer and you lie to me, you're not going to get in trouble. I'm not going to charge you, but it will go against your credibility. Okay? So I don't care if you smoke weed or you drink. No biggie, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as this case is concerned. Besides, if you're doing it in your own house at the safety of your own home, it's one thing. If you're doing it driving, it's a different thing. But have you ever engaged in any type of illegal behavior with Kenzie, like smoking weed together?
Yes, I smoked weed
with her?
and Dom.
And who brought the weed?
It was at Dom's house.
Because of Dom's house? Yes. So, how many times have you been to Dom's house?
Once. Okay.
How long ago, you know?
Like March or April.
This year?
Yeah.
So, do you know where Kenzie lived?
I've been to her house. I've been to her house before, but I don't know where she lives exactly. But are you saying like where she stayed the most? Dom's. She was always with Dom.
So in terms of her social media presence, one thing that a lot of people in the community have sent us were her pictures, smoking with it, very public.
Yeah.
Was that her attitude, like she just doesn't care?
Yeah.
Who would you say is in her inner circle? If I'm gonna track people down, I know Dom is no longer around. Who's like her little clique?
She used to have a clique. It used to be like Natalie and them, and they all stopped being friends. It was like Hope, Natalie, Tess. Like that was her little like clique, I guess. And I would like show up here and there sometimes, but like I was never a part of like them.
What school?
And now I'm all friends with them and barely friends with her.
So now you're friends with these girls?
Yeah.
How often do you guys talk?
I talk to Tess a lot, but Hope and Natalie not really.
What's Tess's number? And again, I will not tell her I got it.
That's the friend that I was talking about, where I say, like, when I see Dom and Kenzie, they're always perfectly fine together. They seem good together. And Tess, like, was more in there than I was, and she was, like I said, I don't know if they're rumors or like just like talking. She said, like, when it got bad, it got bad.
And she's no longer friends with
Kenzie.
Ken.
No.
Okay. Does Tess live in Stronsgville?
No, Tesla's in North Richmond.
North Richmond?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everybody's like.
That's weird.
Yeah,
You
everybody's
think like
friends with
high
each other.
school kids.
Yeah. Nobody really.
Farmer doesn't hang out with
Tess
royalty.
did live there before, right?
Well, yeah, like, you know.
That's kind of where they knew each other from.
Here, no, Paramount. No,
Oh, that's right, in Parma.
Wow. Okay. So the Mackenzie as a driver. Have you ever been in the car with her?
No, that's another thing Tess can tell you. She told me that Kenzie is a great driver.
A crazy driver.
Sucks at driving.
Yeah, that's what Tess said. I've never been in the car with Kenzie. She's been in my car, but I've never been in the car with her.
So does Tess doesn't know you're there?
Oh, no, not that.
Did you tell her right after the crash? Did you say anything?
Yeah, I did.
What did
Like
you say?
after it happened.
Yeah.
She was like, no way, because she was friends with Davion.
Okay.
And Hope's friends with Davion too. And she didn't believe it at first, and then she found out that it was Kenzie who was driving, and she was like a little mad, but like she's not like against Kenzie or anything.
Is she 18 or 17?
She's 18.
She's 17, you gotta go through the parents. 18, so,
Her parents are a little strict and kind of crazy, so I don't know. Yeah, I would contact her.
yeah, no, I'm not. Usually if they're 17,
She's
I'd have to
Arabic,
call the
so
parents.
if that makes sense.
Yes, okay.
I don't know if her parents would like be mad if she's involved.
Well, so with something like this, generally, we don't necessarily
necessarily
compel
involved.
people to talk, but I mean, two people are dead. And
helps.
so, you know, if we have to compel her to tell us something that we don't know, there's always a way.
She's
around.
definitely willing to talk. I know for sure. She
Yeah,
will.
we'll call her. And again, if she's 18, I don't have to tell mom and dad this. Like I said, you know, it's your choice to have your mom. If you don't want mom here, mom's out. You know,
I love talking.
So, you know, but once you turn 18, you cross that threshold where you're no longer a kid. If you're 17, you gotta talk to mom, and mom can put an end to this. So it's a bit different. So crazy driver, we know some of the sweet stuff.
I have a question.
Sure.
Kenzie's never gonna know like out here, right?
No, not at this
Okay.
point. No. So the only way.
I don't want drama outside of
Right.
this.
No. So here's.
She's gonna be in jail, baby.
Yeah, I gotta be truthful.
She's not gonna
So
know.
what's gonna happen is I'm writing my own my investigation. So I'm the lead detective on this case, and I get to put the whole thing together. So I have another detective helping me, but ultimately I write the big report that goes to the prosecutor. Your name will be there. This conversation will be there. That you came in with your mom voluntarily. We had this discussion. I'm not necessarily going to list everything, just the points that were addressed in your statement and a couple of follow-up questions. You know, because again, I want to eliminate the rumors. So
Yeah, right.
I want to cut. So you're telling me so the crazy driver. Well, you're telling me Tess said it. So
Exactly.
there's no point in me putting you in there. Now I would go straight to Tess. And so the things that you're gonna be listed down as is they came to your house, she asked you about the acid, you asked her who's driving, you know, the facts. Those are the things that if this were to go to court, and a big if, right? Like trial, and you were to be called in to testify, you testify to what happened with you, not to the hearsay, not to the, well, I heard through the grapevine, through the social media. You smoking weed has no bearing on this. It just basically, it goes to prove or to show your credibility. So you're like, yeah, I smoked weed with them. So if you're like, no, I've never smoked weed, and next thing you know, we're downloading her entire phone through a search warrant, and now I see pictures of you or text messages from you saying, hey, I want $20 worth of
Now my
weed.
word's not happening.
Now you're like, this whole thing is a waste because you lied. And so if you lied to me in this one particular issue, then what else in here is a lie? And so this is called credibility.
Okay,
So like I said, we're not going to ask you personal questions. It's just one of those, we know weed's a big issue. Again, weed's a minor mistake. We're not even charging people. Doesn't make it legal, but it's not like doing fentanyl, right? If you're doing fentanyl, we're gonna have a bigger problem. But
you guys can also drug test me. I never did ask that night, like I promised.
again, there's no reason for that. Like I said, what I wanted to establish just, hey, Your Honor, Kelly came in with mom, she talked to me. Do you believe her? Yeah, I don't think there's a reason for her to lie. In fact, I asked her if she smoked weed and she told me the truth. So that's all it does. Goes for credibility. So what I'm gonna do, your statement is excellent. I mean, it's very spot on. And what I'm gonna do is reach out to Tess today and see if I can get her to come and talk to me, or if we can meet somewhere in Ridgeville and discuss this. But there are a lot of rumors. Don't believe what you're hearing. Don't. What I tell people is just don't contribute to it. So I wouldn't, if I were you, keep this on the DL. I wouldn't go telling anybody, oh yeah, I went to the police.
Yeah, because
Don't even tell Tess or anybody who's friends with you, because you give me a statement. And again, if we were to go to trial, all this will be seen by her defense lawyer. He gets your statement, he gets copies of everything. It's called discovery. To make the field fair for everybody, prosecution has to share everything with the defense. And so the statement comes in, my notes come in, but it's important that we're not, adding fuel to the fire.
Right.
So did you have any other questions, anything that I can answer for you at this point?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we established, let me just go over my notes again. We established that you've known her for approximately a year, even though you didn't go to school together, you've known her through parties and friends of friends kind of thing.
Yes.
On your graduation night, which I believe was July 30th, correct? It was the eve of the crash, at your house on Russo,
Yes.
right? So that the numbers are what? 3011 Russell. You were having like a kind of like a subdued party, a get together with friends.
After family, just a little bit of friends game.
Gotcha. And Davion kind of self-invited himself and asked you if Kenzie and Dom can tag along.
Yeah.
You welcomed them over. At some point in the 20-minute period of time there, Kenzie asked you if you want a trip, which you understood to mean dropping acid. Although you did not see anything on their person, you did overhear this debate between Kenzie and Dom about going to Mark's house and possibly tripping that night, right? They were at your house approximately 20 minutes, give or take. She had a weed pen, a bottle of Patron, but they did not drink at your house. And then we said that that she does smoke weed. I mean, I think the whole world knows that. You never saw them fighting. You never heard her talk about any type of suicidal ideations, but you have heard that she is a crazy driver. Right?
Yes.
Possibly a good address for Mark is 22628 Westwood, and that you knew in front of you, Mackenzie and Dom were cool with each other, but rumors have it that they argued a lot. Again, we're going to talk to the people seen that. You have never driven in the car with her?
No.
And when you asked her when she left her house who was driving, she said probably me.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Does that cover everything that would be pertinent?
Yes.
Okay. So did I give you my card?
Yes.
I think I did. If anything else comes up, if you can think of anything, anyone that I need to talk to, I gave her phone back. did do a warrant on the phone, and now we have no reason to keep it, so she's back on social media. If you see anything about the crash in there that you think cops should know about, feel free to screenshot it, send it to me. You know, you just email it. You don't have to, you're not obligated.
Oh, yeah, another thing about sex. There was like I said, it could be rumor, I'm not saying I heard this person. That like, I'm sure you guys already confiscated Dom's phone and all that, so maybe you know already. But he was like texting his family, like, I love you, and his friend. I don't know his friend's name at all, but Tess wasn't when he was telling me that, so I'm sure she might, because he tried calling down or something, because he was like texting, Dom was texting him like, I love you, like late at night and all this stuff with his parents. But like I said, that could be just a crazy rumor that people are talking about.
Okay,
But Tess is the one who told me that.
so Tess seems to know a lot. I'm surprised, you know, kind of.
They talk a lot.
Yeah?
She's my friend, but.
What do you think the odds of her wanting to talk to me?
I'm sure she would. I'm sure if you called.
Okay.
She's ready to spill the tea.
She knows of what she knows. I mean, she hasn't been friends with Kenzie for a while, so I know she just knows stuff of them from the past, not anything like recently.
So who did Dom text?
I have
Say his family?
his family, his mom, and a friend, but I don't know the friend's name. She said it, but I don't remember the friend's name. But I guess it was like one of his closest friends. And Tess told me that like when Kenzie and Dom would argue, like Dom would call him to like settle him down, to settle Dom down. Like that one friend, but I don't remember his name.
Okay. All right. Yeah, well,
But like I said, these are just a bunch of words I keep like, and there's nothing 100% there. I'm not sure if he actually texted them or anything.
perfect. All right, stuff, we are done.
All right, so this is the girl that was having a graduation party, Kellie Vraja, I think she said. Anyway, that was just somebody that knew tangentially, I guess you could say, Dom and Davion and Mackenzie to an extent, but she kind of witnessed some of the stuff that was going on the night of the crash. Anyway, I will talk to you later. Bye.